What's happening, guys? Top of the morning to you, as we leprechauns like to say. So, UFC 276 kicks off this weekend, and man, I am pumped for this card. Just a great card, top to bottom. The prelims are looking like a stacked fight night. The main event is fire. I believe I foresee a lot of finishes. I think it's going to be one of those crazy events like a few years ago when there was just all knockouts, like the one a few years ago when Masvidal had the flying knee and shit. I just believe it's going to be one of those crazy events that people are going to be talking about. I think pretty much every fight on this card on paper has the ability to really deliver and give the fans something to talk about at the water cooler for weeks to come. So the main man, Izzy Adesanya, almost 33 years of age. And guys, I think we need to appreciate Izzy while he's still around, because he's been getting a lot of shit recently for his last two performances, which okay, I can understand the Whitaker one a little bit. I thought, first round he had Whitaker in a tiny little bit of trouble for the first round, and it seemed like maybe it would play out like the first one, but you had a rejuvenated Whitaker, and Izzy was cautious. Like Izzy played it safe, I would say that. I thought Izzy won rounds one, two, and three. Whitaker came on in the last two rounds, but he didn't do quite enough. Jared Cannonier knows that if he fights like Robert Whitaker or like Vittori in those rematches, it's going to be the same result. He is not going to beat Izzy Adesanya in a point sparring contest at 185. I wouldn't favour anybody in that division to beat him in that style of fight. Jared Cannonier is essentially going to have to do what Kelvin Gastelum did. And if you look at Jared Cannonier's fight style, this guy's not a point fighter. Okay, this guy is gonna come to fucking finish Izzy, and Izzy knows that. But I think what you're gonna see play out is a fight reminiscent to um. So Cannonier is gonna employ a similar game plan to the one Gaston did, but I believe you're gonna see it play out similar to how the first Izzy Whitaker fight went. Maybe it goes a little bit longer. Let's just get into the tail of the tape, right? So Izzy is 6'4", 22-1 record. His only defeat is he went up to light heavyweight to face Jan Blachowicz last year. That was a close fight, man. That was a close fight. A couple of judges gave it 49-45, which, I mean, do you know what I mean? Wait till after the fight to smoke crack, lads. Do you know what I mean? Don't be smoking crack in the middle of the fucking fight. Wait till after the fight. Watch the fucking fight. Score the fight correctly, because these people's fucking paychecks and futures depend on it. I don't think Izzy won that fight. I had him losing the last three rounds slightly, but I thought it was a very close fight, and I thought, if Izzy had got a 48-47, crazier things have happened. But I did have Jan edge in that fight. But middleweight he's undefeated, and let me just go through his run. And what you need to understand is he's only been in the UFC for 4.5 years, right? And people are saying now that he's born and everything like that, and it's such recency bias, man. Like his run to the title was legendary. Razor Rob Wilkinson, okay, he gave himself, I think, a 7 out of 10, and I can see that. I can see that. But Rob Wilkinson's no joke, man. He's a light heavyweight now in PFL. He's doing very well. Marvin Vittori, he in hindsight that was a very good win. He schooled Brad Tavares for 5 rounds. That was just a masterclass in what Izzy does and what Izzy's good at. And he was going against a physical guy with a good name, and he didn't get touched for 5 rounds. I mean, sometimes that's just as impressive as a first round knockout, because you can just see the guy's skills on display for for 25 minutes, just completely taking him to school. Anderson Silva, I thought that was a fun fight. That was just a fun fight. That was like a passing of the guard moment. Anderson, I think Anderson knew he was on his way out, and Izzy knew that, and out of the respect, I think Izzy wanted to make it a fun fight. I'm not saying Izzy would have finished him, but I think he could have done more, and just out of respect, he gave Anderson that fun fight for the fans, and respect for that. Kelvin Gastelum, like if people can say, Izzy is boring or Izzy fights like a pussy, man, go back and watch that Kelvin Gastelum fight. Beginning of the fifth round, Izzy said, "I'm prepared to die," and when you know, you could see it, you could read his energy. He was legitimately prepared to die in there. This is life and death for these guys. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is their lives. So that fight was just epic, man. Um, Robert Whitaker fight. I will admit, I think Whitaker was burnt out. I will admit that. But for anyone who says Adesanya doesn't have knockout power, I mean, look at the wars Whitaker had with Romero. Took years off his life, probably. Went 50 minutes with the boogie man, without getting knocked out. Um, that second fight is up for debate, but I think that second fight with Romero might have been a draw, but we're gonna focus on Izzy for now. Yeah, Whitaker I think might have won that first round, but he was just lunging at him, and Izzy was just reading him, downloading the data, and Whitaker didn't fight a smart game plan. I actually do believe that Adesanya got in his head before that fight, and Whitaker said as much. And then the Yoel Romero fight, I got into this the other day. It was a very smart, tactical fight by Izzy, and I think just because of the come down after the fight of the century between Wei Lee and Joanna, the crowd was a bit deflated. But in hindsight, I didn't mind that performance. I didn't mind that performance at all. I thought he did what he needed to do, and Izzy is a very intelligent fighter. I think one of his biggest traits, as long as his length and his kickboxing knowledge, is just as intelligent. He's a very spiritual dude, and he knew that was his best path to victory against Joel, and you could see why he did it, because Joel caught him once or twice, and he didn't like it, but like that's a good win. That's a good win out of Sonya. That'll go down in the history books as a win over Yoel Romero. I can understand why people didn't like it, but then everything was right in the world again. Paulo Costa, Ricky Martin himself. I think a lot of people were drinking that Kool-Aid before, but Paulo was drinking the wine, and I was going back and forth. I was going back and forth on this fight. My initial prediction was Izzy by stoppage, and then I started kind of building into the hype as well. Like, this guy's a beast. This guy fucking outbeasted Romero. Look what Izzy did against Romero. People were saying that Paulo's gonna bring it to him, and he just didn't show up. Just didn't show up. But Paulo's a cool guy, man. Just don't go around elbowing those nurses, bro. Probably false accusations anyway. Fuck them. So then, yeah, lost to Jan Blachowicz. I got into that. That was a side mission at 205, and then the Vittori and Whitaker two fights. Um, I actually I enjoyed that Marvin Vittori fight. You know now how tough Marvin Vittori is. He's a fucking blockhead brick. Do you know what I mean? Like good luck finishing that cunt. Like, even if you beat him, you're gonna have a tough time. And then Robert Whitaker was a lot more tactical in the rematch, and Izzy did what he needed to do to win. But I felt that was a very touching moment. Rest in peace to your mate, Phil Vake. A lot of cowards in this world, unfortunately. And he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So my condolences for that, brother. But I thought that was a very powerful moment when he came out like some fucking Naruto character to Lincoln Park, and I was feeling it, man. I was feeling it. I think maybe Vittori might have got round three. But even his coach Rafael Cadero, no, he knew he lost. He was saying you need to be fucking doing more. Like Izzy was in control, complete control the whole fight, and against a guy like Vittori, who I think is like, along with Whitaker, they're still like the top two guys, um, to to his title until Pereira proves himself, which in my opinion he will. So yeah, so that's easy, okay. And how I think this fight is going to play out is Cannonier this is fucking KO or bust for Cannonier. He's not going to win him in a points fight. Um, he's 38 years of age, but a young 38. He's still got a few years of prime. I believe, like, to be honest, he's looking he's looking at his peak. He's looking at his peak self now at 38 years of age. So they actually have a few common opponents: Robert Whitaker, Jan Blachowicz at 205, Gastelum and Brunson. So, um, Jared Cannonier is 15-5, 5-1 in the middleweight division. He's only losing to champions or the best guys. He at 205, right? He lost to Jan Blachowicz and Glover Teixeira, the two last guys to hold the 205 title, and Dominic Reyes, who a good amount of people believe actually beat John Jones, and he's fought for the title twice. And then he's only lost to Robert Whitaker, the former middleweight king. 15-5. I remember when he moved down. His middleweight debut was against Derek Branch. Jared, my bad, dude. I picked against you the first couple of fights, Branch and Anderson Silva. I just thought I didn't know how he's going to look at 185, but then I had him picked against Hermanson. He he won that he did win that fairly handily. All due respect to Hermanson, and then I knew, okay, this guy's a problem, and I think a lot of people were picking him against Robert Whitaker, including myself, because, like, Robert Whitaker had a very close fight with Darren Till. He looked great, and Till looked great too. Actually, if that Darren Till shows up against Hermanson, then we can start having a discussion about him being, a serious contender again. So if you look at their common opponents, Izzy, I believe, did better against all of them, and I honestly believe it was a close fight. I believe that Kelvin Gastelum beat Jared Cannonier, and I believe that Whitaker, again, competitive fight, but I believe Whitaker won all three rounds against Cannonier. So basically, the fight's gonna start. Jared's gonna be more aggressive, and he might catch Izzy a few times, but not cleanly, not enough to really hurt him. And Izzy is just gonna be downloading the data and working him out. Izzy's probably gonna edge round one. Izzy's gonna have a lot more success in round two, I see, because Jared's just gonna have to keep the pressure on. Jared is gonna have to keep Izzy on his back foot and not take pictures, if you like, because we've seen how that story plays out. Jared's gonna have to fucking basically bum rush him, but do it in a smart, technical way. And Izzy, his length, his tactical nous, and then just the way they match up. If you look at their common opponents, round two, Izzy I think is gonna start working them out. Jared's gonna realize he's down 2 rounds, and he's gonna have to, or at best 1-1, and he's gonna have to fucking go for broke. And I believe Izzy catches him round three. Like, Whitaker caught him beginning of round three. He had him on Queer Street. Jared did well to stay in there, and as you've seen, like, Izzy has sneaky power. He if he catches you clean, he puts your lights out. And I just believe that there's no way in hell that Jared Cannonier is gonna play a point sparring match with Izzy, because this is his Rocky Balboa story. He's 38 years of age. He might never get another shot if he doesn't win this. I think he's gonna go for it, and I think y'all must have forgot. Like, Izzy is gonna fucking remind everyone who he is. Like, look at his whole career. Izzy is not a born fighter. Just the level of competition he's around, he tweaks his tactics for the level, the level of competition. So that's it. I believe after the fight, you do Izzy Alex Pereira. I made a video breaking that down, and Jared Cannonier. There's a few options. I think he still has a good few years prime left. I think potentially Marvin Vittori, Darren Till, or Sean Strickland, depending on how their fights play out. Guys, I really enjoy doing these breakdowns. I promise I will get better at them. I've only been in the game a few days. If you do enjoy the content, please do like and subscribe, as it does help the algorithm and helps me get more views. I'm only doing this as a hobby, but I really do enjoy it, and have a wonderful day.